Buy this game. Uncharted 4 is a very good game in my opinion. The story is about finding Henry Avery's treasure and how Nathan Drake is going into madness and selfishness like Avery. Overall, the story and the set pieces are all great, but the pacing has a problem. The pacing is honestly pretty solid and good, besides near the end of the game, where I just felt like I was missing like 2 chapters of the game. Which makes sense because they did have some development problems near the end, where they hired Neil Druckmann to work on Uncharted after the other person left to EA or whatever. But the point is 2 chapters are still missing, or what feels like 2 chapters are missing, which is a problem. Another thing is, like, how did they stick the landing at the very end? Well, the ending is very great, the epilogue is great, but the last act felt a bit rushed, like I said, but the ending was great. The final battle and epilogue were very good, and it makes the whole adventure worth it, and it concluded really well. Now onto gameplay. The gameplay is great. You do fun puzzles that go really really well with the story, and make you want to actually pay attention to the story even more. And that's why I feel like God of War failed a bit. I feel like God of War made it like the puzzles, they were just a bit forced. They didn't go to the story as well, basically. But besides that, there's also shooting. The shooting is snappy, satisfying. Every gun has a kick. There is also a grapple hook, which needs to be used more because that one was a lot of fun in the levels ahead. There's also climbing. It's very basic and it feels like it plays itself, but I wish there was like climbing mixed with the action, but like even more of it. Chapter 10 had some of it. Or chapter 11, like one of the chapters where you're in a jeep or whatever. That one, in some areas you could climb on buildings, go for flanks, and I want something more like that chapter. Also, your rewards for exploration, which some levels are pretty big and have exploration. They're mainly just collectibles if you're interested in that. But overall, the game is very linear, in a good way though. Uncharted 4 also comes with a fun multiplayer mode. The multiplayer mode is actually it's a ton of fun. It is chaotic, it's not super unbalanced. There's also PvP, or there is PvP and PvE. PvE is like wave based. You are with a couple other people and co-op trying to fight off waves, and then there's a boss or whatever. That one's also a lot of fun. I ran into 0 crashes or glitches. Now onto value. The value is stellar. The main game is about 15 hours long and it's really good. And there's a multiplayer option which is also a lot of fun. And I give this game a 9.5 out of 10. This game and the series itself really holds a place in my heart, and I love this game to pieces.